We got some Onella Academy. We got the Great Emu War. Right, let's check this one out, man. I'm pretty sure I've seen something about this.
Hey kids, today I'm going to talk about the Great Emu War. So here's what happened, right? Our story begins in Australia, home of the upside down whopper. The year is 1932.
Okay.
A very large chunk of the country's population lives on homesteads, just putting seeds in the ground and waiting for food to show up, you know. But their lives are hard. Firstly, Australian soil kind of blows. It's pretty terrible for farming. Like on a scale from Margaret Thatcher's corpse to Octomom, Australia's soil is a solid Hillary Clinton in fertility. Secondly, the whole Great Depression thing's going on, which automatically makes everything suck worse. And third, and possibly most important, is the emu infestation.
Yeah,
these gangly dill
the
holes were all over the
crops.
place, just walking on crops and crapping on crops,
Nice.
and crapping on walks,
Nice.
and cropping on craps, and crabbing on
God.
docks, and captain on the rocks.
Sick.
You get the idea. So the government evaluated the
Basically just fucking up the whole entire,
situation.
land.
They were like, well, let's see. Let's weigh our options here. As a government, we could start spending even more money to secure the welfare of our citizens through this socioeconomic crisis. Money that we barely even have.
Oh, I remember this actually. Yeah, no, the government legit went to war with the emus. Like, it's
Or
actually mad.
alternatively, we could just start fucking slaughtering emus, so at least it looks like we're helping. So that's what they did. Major GPW Meredith of the Australian military was put in command of the operation, and he had a total of 2 soldiers at his disposal, each of which had a light machine gun. Additionally, the pair was given a total of 10,000 rounds of ammunition to be spent on taking out emus. So
Wow.
on paper, that sounds like a piece of cake. They're basically
Poor
just big
emus,
turkeys
man.
on stilts, so how hard could it be? Well, apparently, pretty frickin' hard. Let me learn you kids a thing or two about emus. First of all, emus are tough as hell. Their bodies are basically like meat-laden tanks. They can
Mad.
definitely take a bullet or 3 and still keep running long enough to get away.
The thing is, right, listen. So obviously the emus got shot and they survived and they ran away, right? And they're fast as fuck. But how are the emus getting the bullets out? How are they recovering from a bullet wound? You know
Secondly,
what I mean?
these fuckers have tactics. Like guerrilla warfare, it ain't got shit on emu warfare. They start out in a big herd or flock or pod, I don't really know. Let me Google it. Okay, a group of emus is technically called a mob. So you got a big mob of emus,
Sick.
right? And as soon as they sense danger, they break up into a bunch of little mobs and start scattering in every direction. So if
Smart.
you're spraying them down with a machine gun, you can't just whip it around all over the place. You have to focus your fire on one group at a time, meaning most of the others could get away pretty easily. I don't know if they had like a huddle beforehand or if this is just some coincidental product from their ridiculous bird minds, but it was effective either way. So between these two things, taking out the emus ended up being a huge struggle. Here's the story on what happened. So the crew went out in search of emus. The first time they found a mob, they started shooting before the guns were in range, so most of the emus got away. The second
Nice,
time,
good
they
job.
waited until the emus were closer, but then the gun jammed, so most of the emus got away.
Good
and this sort of
job.
pattern went on for a while. At one point, they tried getting on the back of a truck first so they could chase down the mob, but the truck wasn't fast
Wait, what
enough.
does
At
that
one
say?
point,
Redrew this piece of shit 3 times and close to a truck as it's gonna get. It's 11 at night. Fucking sue me. You know what? It's actually not. It's better than my drawing. That's all I'm gonna say.
they tried getting
It's
on
better
the
than my
back of a
drawing.
truck first so they could chase down the mob, but the truck wasn't fast enough to catch up, and the ride was so bumpy that they couldn't aim properly, so most of the emus got away. By the time they got a fourth of the way through their ammo, after 2,500 shots, only 300 or so had been killed, which is tiny
What?
compared to the 20,000 birds said to be roaming the outback. At this point, they were like,
What?
alright, if I have to look at one more of these Jimmy-legged big bird wannabes, I'm gonna start screaming, so you know what? Fuck it. Let the farmers handle it. Then the farmers were like, hey, jackholes, we're still starving out here. You still haven't given us those subsidies you promised. We had to feed the kids fucking dingo meat, which, you know, it's a
I'm still baffled, mate. How are you spending 2,005? First of all, right, you want to kill 20,000 emus. So how are you only giving 10,000 bullets, like ammunition, right? What you try to get collapse? And secondly, how are you then spending you're using 2,500 bullets and only killing 300 emus? What the
nice
fuck?
change of pace to have the kids
How
eating
did
the
that
dingoes
go?
for once, but that's beside the point. Could you dicks keep at least trying to help us? Thanks. The guys were like, alright, don't get your bogans in a bundle. We'll keep going if only to prove a point. So they kept going, just finding mobs, thinning them out slightly, rinse and repeat, until finally they only had like 100 bullets left. In total, the unit only had 986 confirmed kills. Some emus might have also died from their wounds after the fact, but still, a very
Yeah,
large
true.
portion of the hordes was still alive. So the military was forced to surrender for real this time. Yes, that's right, kids. The emus won the war. Of course, their victory didn't last too long, because after the failed operation, the government put out a bounty on the emus. And that worked pretty well.
What?
Something like 50,000 bounties ended up being cashed out over 6 months in 1934. So the lesson here, kids, is that if you want to commit mass murder, don't crowdfund.
Bro, I actually feel so bad for the emus. I'm not gonna lie. Imagine your country putting a fucking Wait, how many emus are like in Australia then? They're not extinct, are they? But they're wiping them out, bro. They got a bounty on killing them all. That's crazy.
Crowdsource. Anyway, till next time, I'm Sam Onella, and thank you for watching.
That's crazy, but really good video from Sam Onella. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe. If you guys want any videos reacted to, link them down in the comment section below. And I'll see you all in the next one.